As you can see from high above, the sheer randomness of the damage. Some places it is just obliterated, but other places you'll notice you can even see some bottles in this liquor store. They're still in perfect formation as though they had been just stocked a short while ago. 11,000 people called this community home, and it is amazing that with this coming through, with the confirmed EF2 winds, there was no loss of life but 4 injuries. All this spawned from a tropical system that made landfall hundreds of miles from this spot. This morning, the fast-moving storm, what's left of Tropical Storm Cindy, is slamming the south and still packing a very dangerous punch. Through the night, tornado watches and warnings keeping residents in the Atlanta area on edge. Just west of Birmingham, Alabama, an EF2 tornado collapsing walls and blowing away roofs.
We're looking at 120 miles an hour, which is an EF2, pretty considerable damage.
All of a sudden, the wind started getting stronger.
Residents shaken by close calls.
When I looked up, it was a stick of wood had gone through my windshield of my car, and I'm just blessed to be here to tell this story.
This liquor store was leveled, but these bottles untouched.
The tornado came and tore down the walls and left the liquor bottles up. You know, standing up, that was amazing to me.
Thousands are without power, but no serious injuries. Around the Gulf Coast, the remnants of Cindy unleashing torrential rains, causing flash flooding throughout the area. Wind whipping up the surf, leaving only the hardiest beachgoers to brave the waves. Now, the sun is beginning to come up over the horizon, but the cleanup, as you can tell, is right behind me. They've got a long way to go. Problem is, for the people that call this community home and many others across the South, we've got another round of severe weather possible today for parts of Tennessee and, yes, back here in the great state of Alabama. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Reynolds, thank you very much. Mr. Roker, what's left of Cindy, where she's headed?
Well, she's heading east, and it's going to interact with another system, and that's going to cause the big problems. You can see we've got the remnants of Cindy right now smack dab in the center of Arkansas. Strong storms stretching from Alexandria all the way up into southern Missouri. We are looking today at a slight risk from Birmingham, Tupelo, all the way up to Charleston. 11 million people at risk, isolated tornadoes, damaging wind. So the remnants of Cindy hook up with this frontal system and push in strong storms, especially by later this evening on into parts of Pennsylvania, all the way down into Atlanta. Through Saturday, the showers and thunderstorms will linger through the coast. We right now have flash flood threats from warnings to watches for 800 miles for 30 million people, and the rainfall amounts through Sunday, especially up as you get into the northeast. We're looking at 5 to 7 inches of rain through the Mississippi, Ohio, Tennessee river valleys as well, and that may be causing some more flooding as we head on into Sunday.
Billions of gallons of water go into the air every hour from the ponds, lakes, rivers, and oceans all over the world. In fact, everything that dries is giving water to the air. Even wet fields do this. Yep, there's another way water can get into the air. The water on the doghouse roof dried pretty fast in the warm sun. This water disappears faster because the stove is hotter. The cloud from the spout of the tea kettle is condensation of the water vapor from the tea kettle hitting the colder air. The hot water in the kettle gives off water vapor to the air by rapid evaporation, just as rivers, lakes, and ponds give off water vapor to the air by slow evaporation. As the hot water-filled air hits the colder air near the ice tray, the water vapor turns into clouds of tiny water droplets floating in the air. Condensation. When the air is quite cold and cannot hold any more water droplets, they collect together to form larger drops, as on the ice tray. And being too heavy to float in the air, they fall back to the earth as rain. The hot water in the kettle gives off water vapor to the air by rapid evaporation, just as rivers, lakes, and ponds give off water vapor to the air by slow evaporation. The hot water in the kettle gives off water vapor to the air by rapid evaporation, just as rivers, lakes, and ponds give off water vapor to the air by slow evaporation.